Heroin.
Everyone's better. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Two Broken Escalators podcast, number 35. My name is Noble. It always has been. It always will be. Yes, this is, in fact, the most interactive podcast on Twitch. Today, I am joined by my co host, the incredibly handsome, the known to drink seltzer. Seltzer.
So,
Seltzer compatriot of Kyle KJ Cloat TTV. There's more K's and J's in it than you could ever imagine. Kyle, how are you doing today before we get into my sadness?
I'm doing well. I know you're sad, so I have some good news after we get into your sadness to brighten up the day. So don't worry.
Oh, so we can knock that out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Let's get
right,
right into it.
chat.
It's been 2 weeks, man.
Oh, yeah, you were gone last week. I had to deal with
Yeah.
some stuff off stream last week. It's not that important. You guys don't have to worry about it because it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
We're doing the
You gotta
podcast
say your
now. It's
questions. I'll break your knees.
none of your fucking business. Anyway, um, I have a heavy heart today for a lot of reasons, and it's a lot of realizations about my career, a lot of realizations about branding, a lot of realizations of things that I have to change. So this might be the premiere actually of the new 2BE overlay. I don't know if we had it in the last episode. Probably not because I think I made it last week.
We didn't.
So
Yeah, it was last week.
you guys might notice that there's a different overlay um, as well as I'll have different thumbnails in the future and yada yada yada. Basically, I am coming to a point now where I realize like I'm getting more attention. More people are becoming part of the community. There's more eyes on me and my channel, and I am going through a branding crisis to say the least. And it's really, really, really breaking my heart because like it's not a community so much that I just started with my friends anymore. And even when I started it back then, it was like I always liked having more people in here because there was more people to talk to, but it was never supposed to be like what this was. And maybe I should have made a different Discord server, yada yada yada. Um, but I finally changed. It's not gonna make a lot of sense to people in the future, and it may not even make a lot of sense to people right now why it hurts so badly. But like, it's very sentimental to me how much I valued um, this space that I started, this chat space, this space that I started with all of my friends. That was just like a casual place to talk, and it's so cool to see so many people come into that space now. It's so cool to see people consume my content and want to talk to me, want to be a part of the growth and all of that jazz. But there's definitely a more professional look that comes along in the process. And as you guys can see, if you're watching this on YouTube at a later date, there's a new podcast overlay, as well as we'll have new podcast logos in the future, as well as me starting other shows, as well as I'm getting choked up about this, but I didn't tell you, um, Kyle, yet. But I'm taking, and it's like you'll understand because you know how much time I put into this, but I don't think a lot of people understand the future, and obviously it's the right decision. But I'm taking one more day off of streaming for the week. That absolutely breaks my heart and makes me so sad because for the past year and change, I've had like the same schedule and I've put so much of myself and so much of my personality out on the internet and I've been so happy to make conversations and talk with so many people. And it's not like I'm going anywhere, right? But it's just one less day that I'll be around to hang out with everyone, and it really really will be a good change, and hopefully we can change it in the future so I can um stream on that extra day. But it's like getting a promotion at work and realizing that the coworkers that you've been working with for the last year or two that you won't see them every single day, that you won't be able to hang out with them every single day. And it's good for your career. It's going to be better for your life. And if they're valuable friends, they'll still stick around. But there's a real difference between um, for something everyone can understand when you start the year in middle school and whether or not you're in the same class as your best friend. Like seeing them across the classroom is like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get into some hooligan shit, and they'll still be there. Otherwise, you'll see them in passing, you'll see them after school, you'll see them at breaks, but it's definitely not the same feeling as getting to be close to that person all the time and getting to be close to you guys all the time. And I don't know, say something because I can't talk anymore. Like I am fucking choked up.
Well, just a quick question: did you decide what day yet? Are you gonna do Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what to break it up. I think that's definitely not a bad idea. Um, and you'll get used to it. You'll get into a rhythm, so I wouldn't worry. Um, I had another question too, actually. For so obviously I was there in the beginning when we started Chat Space after we got off of Dolby Axon and Mumble and Skype. Um, have you thought about starting up like another Discord just for just like a very immediate group of friends, like life friends?
I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay, I was gonna say we might not even like really need to because we could always have chats that we only have access to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's not like a huge thing, but it's definitely something to think about.
There,
Um,
there's a thought behind that is that I don't want to give all my good friends an access to a chat that they can actively type in that I accidentally click on stream because that would be a mess.
you'd have to like. Is there a way to like hide a tab in Discord? You just have to hide it until you're off stream. Just like put it at the bottom. I don't think you'll ever accidentally.
Yeah,
You might accidentally click it. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
do, but it's
Yeah.
definitely like um, if you drive to work every day and you go pick up a cup of coffee at like this little town shop, and then you do that every day for a year or two, and one day
Mm-hmm.
they close, it's like it's not gonna ruin your life, but
It
you'll
makes you
definitely
second guess.
you'll definitely register that things are different, and it's sad. But like I've opened up this chat every day, several times a day, for the last year or two, and it's a heartbreaker, a real heartbreaker.
Yeah. Get off the. Don't tell me how to live my life. Go wherever I
Um,
want. No, for sure. And I think from a business standpoint, I agree with the decision, even though it hurts. But at the end of the day, it's still a place where like we all are, right? And we can, like I said, we could always get in our own separate calls. So
I
it
think
definitely is a. I was just gonna say it definitely is some memories we don't want to think about in the previous times of Discord, but
this will definitely be putting things in a better like this. If this is the first day of this Discord, it's
mm,
already a lot better than all of those other days, so that's it's certainly not a bad
it's
thought.
not saying much, but it is a start.
um yeah, it feels like definitely it's so weird. I'm a really sentimental person, which you know, and not a lot of people um that are newer to stream would know, but newer to stream community, etc. I'm really a sentimental person, so that shit's hard for me.
For sure, for sure. Speaking of, actually, guess what? Last week was.
Our anniversary,
Yeah, how did you know? What'd you get me?
this podcast,
I
I
don't know.
got
What'd you
you
get for for our anniversary? What'd you get me?
this new overlay.
Thanks.
New overlay.
Thanks. But like, what about for me? Because this is more like an us thing. Like, what'd you get from me?
Coupon.
10% off CVS. Thank you so much.
No, sex coupons.
Ah,
Oh,
do I need those?
what was last week? Is it actually gonna
It
make me
was.
happy?
Yeah, it was our anniversary.
What do you mean?
This is my 2-year anniversary.
Why? Yeah, I don't care about that. Why would I care
Oh,
about that?
you're not happy for me?
No, why would I care about that? I'm trying to be sad here.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring you up by telling you how awesome my last 2 weeks were. No, that's not how this works. I thought it's like a negative and a positive, right? So you go with
This,
the negative,
by the
and I
way,
go with the positive.
this is when I'm gonna clip. You're like, why do you always say I'm an asshole? I'm a really nice guy. I'm gonna clip this, and this is just the proof all the time. Why would I care about your anniversary? Yeah, I'm happy that you are not dating all of those people anymore. I'm happy that you were fucking on your feet. I'm happy that you don't want to die all the time. Yeah, I'm generally happy about that. But I'm here pouring my heart out about my digital world and a picture that I had to change that means absolutely nothing to 99.9% of people. And I am the lone 0.001%. But ooh, congratulations on not fucking up your relationship. You're an asshole, dude.
Hey, can you hear me? I think my sound went out. Are you there? Oh, that's weird.
Asshole, dude. Is that really the news that you had for me to bring me up? I already knew it was your anniversary.
That was just part of it. It was just the small part.
Okay.
I didn't even get to the good part.
If you tell me that you had like chicken parm today, actually, I would be very happy for you. I take that back.
It's even better than that.
No.
I had the best filet mignon I've ever had in my life.
I'm hungry and my Discord got changed. You're a
Okay.
fucking asshole, dude.
This one you should be able to relate to though. We walk in, it's a lovely restaurant. $4 signs very expensive. And she gets like a sort of like a seafood sampler platter. She said everything was delicious, and then she gets a 2-pound lobster, her regular. That's like her usual. She said it was probably like the best lobster she's ever had too. She's gonna start ordering it. But I get this fillet. It is medium rare, slightly charred all around the outside, like perfect. You cut into it, you get the thin slices, nice and juicy. And I just go to town on this 12-ounce fillet. And then in between, I got garlic salted green beans, and I got this mac and cheese. It was so creamy, it was so good. And I just went to town with a nice draft of Sam Adams seasonal. Oh, I'm getting hot.
You're such a fucking asshole. You're such a fucking asshole.
So just when we get nice and full, the dessert, creme brulee, delicious. Oh man, what a week.
You might be the worst person I know. I was raised by literal criminals, and you might be the worst fucking person I know.
That's what I go for.
The absolute audacity of an individual. My child has died in my arms. And you're like, yeah, but Taco Bell's got a deal on the quesarito right now.
Do they?
I'm so mad.
I'm so happy. I just relived that scene in my head. It was so delicious. Oh man,
my god.
So that was our anniversary dinner. Oh, okay. This will make you feel better. I tried
Will
to
it?
cook and it went terribly.
Yeah, you don't have any fucking talent. You build trains and you fucking click heads. That's all you do.
That's not a bad life, right?
It's not a bad life.
No, it's her oven. One side cooks in 30 minutes. The other side didn't cook for an hour.
Woof.
Come on.
That's
Come
not
on,
your. That's
oven.
not your fault. That's not your fault.
So frustrating. I had to throw half of them in the air fryer and like re-season. Oh god, it was terrible.
That's not your fault. That's not your fault.
But super frustrating.
There's so many jokes in there about that oven.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. You start.
Well, I was gonna make Asian jokes. I don't know where you were going.
Oh my god, have you seen the news
About
all the violence against Asian people going on?
it's okay. We're fucking talk about a real topic now, dude.
I mean, we don't have to. I'm just saying. Like,
No. I will. The the amount of people I saw a post about it on Twitter the other day, the brightest spot on the internet, that was like, are Asian people really that oppressed? And I was like, it was because some other basketball player said some Jewish slur. I think we talked about this a little bit. Some other basketball player, some professional athlete said some Jewish slur on his live stream, and then was like, I didn't know what the word meant. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And
Mm,
if you remember, we were talking about it. We talked about it on the podcast, but there were other NFL players like saying that Jews were like the inferior people or something.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Shit's crazy, man. So now all these people are saying that Asian people aren't oppressed, Jewish people are not even the most oppressed people in history, and it's like people are taking the Black Lives Matter and reaching so much with it. Be like, yeah. The reason that like the All Lives Matter people respond is also you can see both sides. I don't fucking understand the issue. You can see both. You can understand that black people are oppressed, and you can also understand that there's other people that are oppressed too. And we're all fucking trying to figure it out together, right? None of us really have the answers right now. We're trying to figure it out as we go. But to openly deny that other people have been oppressed, what? What are you doing?
Yeah, we messed up the Japanese people back in World War II. What we did to them was so messed up too. We've done a lot of messed up things to a lot of people, and we're working on it.
Whoa,
All
whoa,
right.
not we, you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not me.
No, you. You're a cis pagan white male.
Oh, you just
I
assume I'm a pagan.
yes. Look at you.
The other stuff, all right, you got me.
I have Mexican and Italian in my blood, and even a hint of Jewish. But you Irish, Scottish, German,
On the
giant
day of my
son of a
people.
bitch.
How dare you? On the
Do you get
day
it?
of my people.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
My people.
Oh, your people now.
Here we go. What do you mean, your people?
What do you mean, you people? Uh,
I actually didn't know it was St. Patty's Day until like 1 p.m.
yeah. Oscar told me last night, and I was like, I said the words to him. Does St. Patrick's Day happen every March 17th? To which he proceeded to laugh at. Like, I have no relevance.
It's a valid question.
I'm Irish, but I fucking not a large percentage of Irish, and I don't have like any big Irish states. Like everyone around me just used that as an excuse to get hammered when I was younger, and I don't drink. So
That's St. Patty's Day.
yeah,
You can't
what am
really
I
go
gonna
out and
do?
drink today.
You can in Florida.
That's true. But like, I don't know, it's just a little upsetting that they don't promote it. Probably because all the Irish people go to work on the holiday anyway. Other holidays that we celebrate, a lot of people don't like go to work; they take off for and stuff. Our holidays aren't really celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people will do like a St. Patty's celebration this weekend, but it's a fucking no one has time to get hammered today. It's Wednesday.
That wouldn't stop a lot of Irish people.
It would stop a lot of regular people, though.
Yeah, for sure.
What, Irish people can't be regular? Sure. Cancel me. This will be the 4th time this week. I've already changed my Discord name. I'm fucking sad, okay?
Well, they can't find you now. You changed.
Nice. Nice.
Cancel all the other cancellations.
There's gonna be people that like go back at my videos in the future and be like, oh my god, this was so offensive and this was so racist. Be like, I'm this thing. Like I did a Mexican accent in one of my videos, and someone's gonna be like, really? My people? The Mexican people? Fucking, I will just, instead of showing them my ID, I'll show them an actual like quesadilla. Be like, right here. Like, this is the percentage. I'll have a pie chart on the quesadilla.
It's my birth certificate.
Oh. Pie chart on a quesadilla is a good name for a band.
Pie chart on the quesadilla.
Is a good name for a band.
The on the really throws me off. I feel like it's too much of a tongue twister at that point.
Pie chart on a quesadilla is a good name for a band. Is a good name for a band.
Shit, that's good. I'm surprised no one's done that.
Me and you.
You got to have it in like that metal font that you can't read. So
Yeah.
like it covers up the whole length of the CD.
That-
CDs. I don't know why I said CDs. No one uses CDs anymore.
All right. I feel like that was a personal attack.
Why? I'm old. You know what's crazy?
Tell me what's crazy.
People in the 90s, like, you know, obviously I remember a good amount of the 90s. Like, we didn't think the internet was gonna be this thing. I mean, I'm sure people did, right?
I'm mad at the
But like
internet.
a lot of what the internet was used for was like some work stuff, music, illegally, like
Whoa, 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 whoa. Who's asking?
not the FBI.
Do you have a LimeWire account? I had a LimeWire account.
Hey, of course. Uh,
We caught him.
the,
I was lying.
the crazy distinction that I was thinking of was like everyone my age, like our families, had a computer room. It was a separate room where the computer was, and you weren't allowed in.
Yep.
Like that doesn't happen anymore.
I think that ends with around 90s kids. Like even if you're born in the late 90s, we had a computer room too, and
Yeah.
everyone had share time on the computer. Excuse me. I wasn't allowed to play RuneScape on the computer because it made the computer slower.
Yep. You're getting all the viruses.
Yep.
It was never us.
Yeah. People never.
Ever.
Yeah, Dad. I'm on bimbos.com. Really, really, Dad. You've seen my fucking grades. You think I can spell bimbo?
I don't think I got any Counter-Strike bugs that infected our computer. Maybe the Russians got to me. That's fair.
That's fair.
They were crazy. Still are.
He said it, not me.
Yeah, cancel me, Russia.
Cancel me, Russia. Are there places like you'll actively, openly speak out about? Like, obviously, we don't have to get too far into it because Twitch policy, yada yada yada. But do you ever see yourself traveling to Russia, or India, or China, or Cuba?
I do want to go to like most places of the world, as long as it's like decently safe. I wouldn't go to like the northern part of Russia where it's negative degrees and less than 5 people per mile. Like, yeah, I'll pass on that. But like, I feel like going to Moscow would be a good trip.
I feel like there's certain places that you would only go though if you drink.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I wouldn't not drink a handle of vodka with friends there.
Yeah,
And I definitely wouldn't go alone.
yeah, definitely. If I'm going to Russia, I'm bringing 10 people easily. There's certain places that I would never ever ever bring my girlfriend to one of those places. No chance.
China, I would go to just for all the different like sightseeing and historical context of it.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
The food is not like we talked about before. The food's not like a main attraction. Obviously, it's different. Like specific.
Bring your mic
ethnic
closer to your
foods I
ear.
wanna try. I could literally touch it with my tongue.
You like that for a mouth, by the way? Calling it an eater?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Pretty gross.
I've heard sucker.
Ugh. I like to say suckhole, which is also gross.
A good one. Kind of offensive to people who suck. We all suck.
You're losing me, but I'm intrigued. A little bit turned on.
Yeah, we'll stick with that.
Stick with being turned on?
Yeah. What else? Cuba? I don't know enough about Cuba. I don't know if I'd ever go
just
there.
these places in general, I don't feel like I really need. Maybe it's celebrities are always like, I went to an African village and I saw exactly how privileged Americans were. But it's like them in their house with their marble statues everywhere. Like, really? Really?
They're looking through a telescope down at the people.
I've been eating the same
Yeah?
jar of peanut butter for a week. Like, maybe you could help the people here first.
Tosh does a good skit about Survivor is a game for us where we go to an island and try and live for 14 days where people already live.
Yeah.
Like, I get no cell phone service. This is really hard. Can I have some bread? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's a game for us.
It makes me think of how much backlash there was over like the John Lennon's Imagine, all those people singing it at the start of the pandemic.
Oh god, that was like a year ago.
That was a long time ago.
2 weeks, baby. We'll be over in 2 weeks. Just stay strong, you billionaires. I hate them.
All of the magazine articles coming out were like, I am so bored inside my house. My mom, meanwhile, was like, well, son, I can't go to work for the 5th time in 6 months. We got canceled again in California. But these people look like they're having fun. Like, pick up video games. Start fucking reading. Go on walks. Well, we can't go to walks at the national parks. Walk around your neighborhood if you have to. Learn your kids' names.
Oh, can't talk to my kids. That's crazy.
There's definitely there's two avenues to like the pandemic stuff. There was the abuse side and the mental health side, which is very, very sad and unfortunate. And I will be interested to see the statistics in 20 years how that went for kids. But I know a lot of parents that were able to work from home. Like this pandemic, they fucking saw the silver lining in it, and they spent so much time with their families, and they're happier than they were ever before. It's like getting to spend a year with your kids at home. That's so fucking crucial if you're a good parent or if you actually like your kids.
If you're a good and attentive parent, it could be the downfall for a lot of kids too.
Because I know that one of our buddies, the older one, the really old one of our buddies has two young kids, and he was telling me like that he probably won't go back to brick and mortar anytime soon. In addition, not because he really can, but as well as like he got to spend so much time with his kids and his wife that it was like a completely different world. It's like that's really cool.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, you know. The
Yeah.
people that you care about.
Maybe that makes me think. Maybe that's a realization now that I'm coming to like this this channel and this community and the server and yada 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 will always still be my business, but I always have the people that I can come home to. Yeah. And I'm lucky in the aspect like all of these friends and all these relationships that I've made, they can visit me at work.
That too, that's a good outlook on it, because even like you said, the time where you're not streaming, that you're still working, you could still hop in, like because you're working on the computer, right? So you could still hop in even if you're not talking. Like just someone has their stream up or something. I like that everyone's been doing that. You just kind of hop in the chat and throw the stream on, so everyone could like watch or just BS.
Mine are never fun though. It's just me complaining about doing so much
about your work. Yeah.
If you guys ever want to get into streaming, by the way, hello, future watchers. If you guys ever want to get into streaming, my recommendation: don't. If you guys heard that message and you still want to get into streaming, hear me out on this one. Try something else. Now, for the third time, it is so much more bitch work, straight up bitch work, that you would give your assistant's assistant than you ever imagined. It is so much bitch work. You see what John said in chat?
You big fucking homo, how are you?
Oh, that's great. Oh, but that's something interesting to talk about.
Homos?
That'll be the Two Broken Escalators podcast.
We might not have 36.
I started a new show.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, you've been watching, haven't you?
I haven't. I've been really busy with work.
I feel like you're a fucking bad friend because I'm
no.
Let me finish. I'm talking. No, you're listening to me. You're listening to me. We'll keep doing this. Well, it's what is it going to be, the Irish thing versus the Italian thing? Because you know that I can talk all fucking night.
And I'll just leave the Irish goodbye.
I will still have people to talk to. What are you gonna fucking go down there and hang out with your? You know what? I won't bring your mother into this. I'm very sorry.
Accept your apology. You continue.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I got heated, and then I heard my mother. then you took it back. Oh yeah, I remember. It was me being super busy with work and studying and a birthday and an anniversary, and not being able to tune in for an hour on Monday. So at least I knew it was on Monday.
It was on Friday last week. But going forward, they're all going to be on Mondays. Okay. I had to get a jab in. What do you want from me?
All right, good jab.
Fuck, that makes me think about a GIF you sent me recently. Anyway.
Which one?
You know.
I sent a lot.
With the punching.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
Well, what were we talking about? My new show. My new podcast. Yeah, which you'll probably be on eventually, but it'll be like a different format. than
Hey.
this. It's more of a an interview show than us just riffing and making each other laugh and talking about like common stuff. It's really getting to know people that I think are like really talented and need to be given a voice in the public platform.
About homos and how they're gonna create World War III.
Talk about homos.
That'll be a good interview when John's on. I'll be sure to watch that one.
Yeah, I
It's a lot to
there,
learn from John.
there's people to definitely schedule. I also, dude, there's been like the craziest transition. I think it happened within I apologize for covering my
The
mic.
plane. Yeah.
Don't fucking bring up my plane, dude.
Don't have it fly over when we're podcasting.
Look at me. Don't fucking bring up my plane, dude. How else am I supposed to get fucking beans? Don't fucking bring up my plane, dude. That's my bean plane.
I got a plane for that.
That's how you know you've made it. If you, I got a guy for that. I've got a plane for that.
No way, dude. This is so good. Where do you get it? Oh, my plane guy drops it off. Your plane? Yeah. He picks up the plane, flies over here, and drops it off. Wow.
Wow.
Is that how Kobe died? I can't say that.
Imagine you're just like in Fiji, chilling with your 10 K-pop models.
Wow.
And then you're like, you know what we really need here? I need a fucking Charleston chew. Your assistant goes, well, Mr. Hamill, they don't have that on this island. Let me call my plane guy. Just to have that much fuck you money to spend $100,000 on a PJ to go to a gas station in Louisiana, grab a chew or two Charleston chews. I'm feeling frisky.
One for the road.
Yeah, and then bring him back and be like, you know what? I don't actually want them, but I appreciate you.
And then send them back.
Yes.
Wow.
For taking too long. I wanted them 4 hours ago. That's fuck you money right there.
Sir, it's not physically possible. I wanted them 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago.
And I didn't get them.
Anyway. Charleston chews aside.
And which 10 K-pop models?
Let's go back to that one really quickly. Yeah, within the last like month or so, there's been a real change in my life, and it's been very difficult to recognize that I have grown up so much in the last month. Just like had to face so much reality, had to deal with so much of the real world. I won't get too much into it, but there's like, and I've told you about it too, but in addition to all that, also establishing like being like, okay, this is a hobby that I'm using as work, but I'm also really fucking good at it, so I need to make it a career, and then putting myself further in that, and then just like all the nights spent where I'm just like, am I fucking doing the right thing? Should I have went to school? This is a mess. And obviously I see the positive messages, or I see when things work out, or the positive outlooks, and I got some really kind words in my stream today. But fuck, it was you can't, I think that I'm very under the impression in life that you can't describe something to people until they do it. Obviously you can like listen to learn things, but everyone to an extent is a hands-on learner. And then especially when, that's one of the weird things about school too, is when kids like start going through college and then they realize that they're now out in the real world, they don't know how to work their job because they've never had a job before. That fucking hits you in the face fast.
Your first real job is like your first day away from home at college, or your first time going to a new school. Like, it's, I feel like you never forget your first day of work, honestly. Like, it's just so much new information that your brain's trying to process all at once that it just like gets imprinted in your head.
The amount of stuff I've learned in the last year or two is fucking like the first 12 years of my life were a waste comparatively. It's insane.
I mean, they pretty much are. You're just like absorbing information without like subconsciously, right? For your first like 7 years.
I used to tell my dad all the time that I didn't really wake up until I was 11 years old because like you're not fucking, I guess 3 awakenings in life now: 11, 17, and 24. Like 11 was like, oh
Yeah.
god, I'm actually a human. That's the first time I realized like I was a person. Like
Yeah,
everyone
self
has,
awareness.
yeah, everyone has their own individual thoughts. Everyone's going through their own shit. Um, 17 was realizing like, oh, like I'm not supposed to win at life. Like I'm not supposed to succeed. Everything's set up for me to fail and fuck up
Yeah.
and lose. And I'm just supposed to be sad for most of the time until I fix it. Like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then 24 now has been like everything that I thought when I was 17 times about 28.
Yeah. That I think that's fair. Yeah. Um, and everyone hits that point at different times too. You know.
I hit it faster because I'm
Yeah,
more
I was gonna
mature.
say it could be a little.
I'm more mature.
Don't mind the sweatshirt, by the way.
Whoa, 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 dude.
That was a low blow. That was a
What's
low
that
blow.
about?
That was a
I'll
low
blow
blow. I
you. Low
apologize.
blow you.
Oh, low blow. Bears Angels 007. What's up? But I think for me it was more a. It wasn't as harsh of a realization. It was more like now I'm at the age where I'm going to be held accountable for all my actions and I can't blame anyone else. Not that I'm like looking to blame other people, but it's a feeling of responsibility that like people are going to look at me for things I do and then accuse and blame me because of those things. It's no longer oh his teachers it's his teacher's fault for not teaching him, it's his parents' fault for not raising him. Like that's up until you become your own person and you move out and you have your own job. Now it's on you to fix those things. Not easy at all. I'm not saying it's easy at all, but I think you have to have the self awareness to fix the mistakes for your future and be better. But obviously, like it happens at different times for everyone. I was lucky that I was raised, I think, properly, and there wasn't much for me to fix. So it's definitely
I
been easier for
fucking
me.
disagree.
Besides being a dick, the
I
whole
I
life
think.
part, the whole
Well,
life
I
part
mean, like
is
the
the
life
tough part.
conversation. It's very important to me because you're a pretty private person, and like you're
Yeah,
not that open with your emotions within the context of our friendship. But something I related to a lot, which I think I've talked about in a podcast before. If not, I'll say it again now. Like there was a point, I think 3 years ago, when we would just sit on the phone every day and be like, should we use two separate guns or just one bullet, one gun and line up our heads together? I would call you every day, like on my break at work, and we are like, is this the end? Have we had a
yep.
good enough run?
It was in between your Snap stories, your Wednesday stories, right?
Somewhere around there, dude.
That
It
was
was
around that time.
yeah.
I remember what job I was working,
I
what
remember
I
what
was going
job you
through.
were working to.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
everything about it.
And I just started working my own other job and I was so happy. And we were both like, what the fuck are we doing?
There was a
Holy
lot of learning during those years for sure.
yeah. I think that's why like my opinion has changed on it, I think, about not being upset at people or those that are upset at people that like are afraid to learn. It's not fun to learn at all. Like really, really at all. I could not recommend it any less, honestly. But it will lead you to a better life. And just like I was talking about earlier in the podcast, how I have to make the sacrifice to lead me to better things. I'm not happy about it, but it's the way that things have to be right now. And I'll be happier about it in the future, but I still
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be happy about it right now because it hurts right now. And it's okay for it to
Yeah,
hurt right now.
that's okay. Yeah, a lot of people also want to try and go for like that quick fix. That quick hit of dopamine type feeling. But, like this stuff takes time and energy and active thinking. It's not. It's not something that you could really be taught either. It's kind of like you work through it yourself. You have people that you can lean on for sure, but they can't tell you how to get through what you're going through and give you advice and give you things that they went through as reference points and how they got through it. But like at the end of the day, it's almost like you got to look in the mirror, right, and do it yourself.
Yeah,
Sucks.
the tough realization for a lot of people though. I have to look in the mirror because it's a fucking do. That's why like you and I are very lucky. Well, I guess you could say lucky, but we've worked very hard at to have the relationship that we have, or to keep the friends that we do around us, because we hold each other accountable. But not a lot of people have that. And if you guys told me that I sucked at what I do, I would work very hard to get better, or I'd stop doing it. And one of the reasons that I stay consistent with it is because you're like, yeah, you're really good at it. It's just you have to get fucking crazy lucky. I'm like, are you sure? Are
It
you
is a lot.
sure that there's not anything else I can do?
I think it's a lot of luck, but it's hard to not that you lose motivation, but it feels like you know you want to make your own luck. Like you don't want to just get lucky, right?
That's see, this is why you were my favorite competitive teammate to ever fucking play with, because you understand me. I want to do everything, every little thing in my power, every little detail, to make it to where I need as little luck as possible. So
Yeah.
like when some new face comes in here, or when I finally get that thing that pops off and starts bringing people here, it's not going to be like I'm not prepared for it. I'm in my mind, I'm fucking in front of 100, in front of 1,000 people every day in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to fucking set that in there. So when those do come, like, um, my art streams are wildly successful, like crazy successful. There's definitely like a spark in my energy. There's definitely a pickup in my behavior, but I
Yeah.
fucking crush the room like nobody's business because I know that I can do it. And then everything that I can do on the back end right now to prepare for that, it's like I will fucking refine it down to the detail. I will sculpt this piece of marble until I have the tool to put on the finishing touches. But right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make it as close to perfection as I can. I that's how I want to work. I don't want to leave chance or opportunity or anyway. It's like how they say, leave nothing on the field, leave nothing on the court, leave nothing on the ice.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the ball's gonna bounce some weird ways sometimes. The puck's gonna bounce. The ball's gonna slip out of your hand one time when you're throwing a pitch. But if you do those other things right, 8 out of 9 times or 9 out of 10 times, then it leaves very little room for those mistakes or those unlucky or lucky actions to happen. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's incredibly important. I think it's a really, really good mindset to get in, but it's a fucking tough mindset to stay in.
It's tough to stay in for sure, for sure. Um, I do have one more thing I wanted to talk to you about that we've been waiting to talk about for a while.
Am
Bit
I
of a
dying?
serious topic. No, it made me remember it when you were like, "Oh, it's you need to look in the mirror and really have a serious conversation with yourself." Um,
I'm not dying.
no. The whole situation with Sinatra, the Valorant player. Did you hear everything that happened?
No. Do you want to give people a TLDR? So, for those of you that don't know, that aren't in the Twitch universe, I will let Kyle fill out the main details, but there is a professional game that is very similar to a people call it a CS:GO clone. It's a Counter Strike clone. Anyone that's ever heard of video games knows Counter Strike. So it is a Counter Strike clone published by Riot Games. There is a team, correct me if I'm wrong, at the top of professional Valorant, again, where Sinatra's from, at the top of professional Valorant called Sentinels, and Sinatra was one of their star players. He had some sexual abuse, sexual assault allegations that came to light recently. How could you fill us in on the rest of the details, please?
Yeah, so it's kind of been common if anyone's watching this down the road. Within the last year, a lot of people have come out on Twitter with their like stories, I guess, and they tell a whole story about their abuse or like you said, sexual assault or anything that's happened to them that they found tough to talk about. Um, so the most recent one being this whole Sinatra situation. Um, yeah, so Sentinels is a top team, probably the best team right now, even with their replacement. Um,
Their replacement might be better, but that's a different conversation.
yeah, yeah, none, we could talk about him another time. But anyway, so Sinatra, he's also known for being an Overwatch pro in one of the first Overwatch championships that team won, and he was one of the star players. He was DPS player. Um, so he had a huge following from that. He got a very young following too. Which if you've ever watched him, you know would be his personality. He's got very Zoomer characteristics, very like
How old is he?
I want to say he's got to be between 18 and 21.
Oh, okay, he's young.
Yeah, he's very young. Yeah, Overwatch was, I think, his first competitive game. Um, so a lot of his audience is, in that teenager to 2021 range. So a lot of them kind of grew up with a different mindset than we did, I think. Um, and in the his ex girlfriend's post, there was audio clips and there was text messages. So it was pretty convincing evidence. As of right now, the only response he's made is that he's cooperating with investigations, and then he's going to release his audio and video clips. So no like real response from him yet as of right now, which I think everyone's waiting for. But what she said, I think, is definitely something to be taken seriously, and what she provided. Um, we talked about cancel culture here before. It's a very serious topic, very sensitive topic. Um, but do you think this is something? So, like, I think we would both agree that something that someone says at 14, 15, 16 shouldn't ruin their life. They shouldn't lose a job over. They shouldn't lose a career over. They might lose a few fans, sure, but I think we would both agree that you're a kid. You shouldn't be held accountable for that.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
also think
think?
that people change.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think someone in Sinatra's situation should be held to that same standard? Do you think there's a cutoff line somewhere?
Um, I think the best thing I could say about this is I read a book recently. It was the first time I read it in a while, so like I'm definitely getting older. Um, it was Brian Burke's book. Um, I believe it's called Burke's Law, and in there he said that he greatly believes in second chances. So like people fuck up pretty badly, um, and then do we give them the second chance to improve? There are some people in the limelight, and I won't name any names because I think I'm just trying to be respectful for other streamers, content creators, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, if I look at you and I look into your heart and I say, really, like the streamers that I've gotten second chances and third chances and 10th chances
Yeah.
and 15th chances, like it's why he's being targeted or attacked again. Not going to make light of the situation. Um, fits into the idea of what cancel culture wants to get rid of people for. But those people that like have consistent just shit behavior, and again, he could. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know the kid. That have consistent shit behavior and keep getting slaps on the wrist. Like if you look at anyone that gets banned from Twitch consistently, and it's like, well, how many second chances do we give that person, or what's a real second
Yeah.
chance? Is this counted as a
Just
punishment?
happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot where people will just like get kicked off the platform and they go, "Well, you make us money, so you're very welcome back."
Yeah.
Um, I think that a lot of people, in most scenarios, for me, and I've really been trying to toy with the idea and figure it out. Um, if everything is true, again, he was young, again, behaviors, but if everything does end up being true, and again, innocent until proven guilty, two sides to every story, that's a tough one for me to forgive personally, but I understand why people could do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just women, children, animals is my one rule. Like, you don't abuse women, children, and animals.
Yeah.
And if you're caught in that, then that's a tough one. People can change, people can find God, but that's a tough one.
Yeah. I think my take will be pretty similar. To go a little more into depth, I think the part that's scary is their conversations, their text messages, because a lot of, from what I understand, the younger generation, the one right below us, Gen Z, the Zoomers, that's a lot of how their relationships are like,
Yeah, I
is the way
actually
they talk.
really need to interject on this because you fucking just gave me an epiphany. We have both dated girls like this where we've had these conversations. I think that's
Yeah,
actually incredibly important.
it's very toxic, but you do not realize when you're inside that relationship.
Uh huh.
It's very toxic for both sides.
Hmm.
Um, and
Also,
I
just
think
to clarify, again, apologize for interrupting you. Kyle and I were not the ones doing what he did in the in the text messages. Text messages. We were on the
no.
receiving
Oh,
end.
okay. I was like, together? Oh no, but yes.
We were on the receiving end of these negative, shaming, blaming.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
hurt myself text
it's not
messages.
to this. Yeah, it's not to this extreme to where physical abuse happened. It was emotional, right, and psychological abuse. Um, but anyway, it seems to be like a common sort of sentiment that the younger generation shares, that it's okay to talk to your significant other like this. Like you when you talk like that to them, you're not treating them with respect. And what I'm referring to is the conversations, which I'm not going to post in here, but if
Hmm.
you want to Google them, feel free. You can Google the Sinatra ex-girlfriend situation. I'm sure it'll pop up on Google. Um, it's very toxic behavior, and it's very manipulative. Um, and when you're a role model for that age group, 13 to 21 age group, I bet you a lot of kids look at this as okay, and they're the ones out on social media defending him, right? They're saying they don't care. Like, they're saying she is an e-girl, like she is a thought. Like they kind of just regurgitate what they've heard from their favorite streamers from ages 13 to 21, especially pro players who grew up in a toxic Overwatch environment, that this was okay. And like you heard a girl got on stream, was playing Valorant, and was like, okay, I guess I got to chat, and like mentally had to like take a second, and she goes, hi, like, hi everyone, and then immediately the guy goes, kill yourself. Like, we're used to that, right? But like, she's not being told that because she's a player, she's being told that because she's a girl. It
Yeah, I
sucks.
think that guy's saying that to anyone, but I will agree on the sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That guy's
possible
definitely a
for sure.
fuckface.
It's possible for sure. I'm sure there are plenty of people that do that, but I would say there's definitely a good percentage that do it more because of the voice they hear.
Yeah, I think there's a difference too, like, because we grew up in the Call of Duty community, so fucking our skin pretty early on was
Yeah,
pretty
not
thick. And
that
we
it's a good
also,
thing.
yeah, we also have, you have multiple older brothers. I have one, so there was definitely some thick skin being developed that maybe people don't have anymore. But like the uh, the trash talk now isn't really the same, but it's definitely weird if you are like I expect with my whole heart 13-year-old boys to be shitheads. I expect it.
Yeah,
It will happen. And I
it's part
think
of
that's
growing up.
okay. It's a part of growing up. If you are a 26-year-old adult male blaming people in your game of League of Legends, maybe you need to step outside, young man. What are you doing?
You need to go work. You need to get friends. You need to have a drink of beer. Just stop yelling at kids. You're past that point in your life. I'm kind of talking to myself here.
Nice. Yeah, it's I guess like I'm going to put very loose opinions on it, and I've especially like put even more loose opinions on it because I will be as loose as possible about this, but we talked about it recently, and then again to inform you, people are trying to tell me how to do my job, and I'm like getting messages for it all the time now. It's like I don't. Do you know what you're doing? Why aren't you doing this? Why are you telling me how to do it? It's not like a suggestion either. It's like, yeah, do this thing. Now, I
People
don't
are
want to
worse.
do that thing. I would have done that thing if it was a good idea. I'm also the first person where I sit down, I have stream days, and we will talk for 2 or 3 hours straight, just about what I could do to improve this place. Are all the ideas good? No. Are some of the ideas good? No. Is one in every 30 minutes okay? Yeah. Do I have to take that idea and reestablish it and make it much better? Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. Those people that weigh fucking 400 pounds and they're commenting on a UFC fighter's post and their chin's down like
Oh
this,
man.
and they're like, maybe you should have thrown a kick there. It looked like you didn't have a great chin. Like, you can study the game and everything, but also just shut up. What are you doing?
All the people I see in Hiko's chat telling him to like do things differently. I'm like, the man is the captain of a top 3 team in North America right now, and I don't recognize any of your names.
Yeah,
And I follow the pro scene.
I
Like,
was
come
guilty
on,
of that
man.
once, and I only realized it within, like, it only came back into my mind. I was telling a Smash player, like, well, maybe you should do this differently. I was like, oh, he's thought about that. Now realizing it, oh, he's thought about that. He's thought about that 100 times. He's thought about that 1,000 times. He's practiced that more times than I ever could have even uttered these words. And I just, like, if he would have told me, it probably would have been a great life lesson for me, but he was being nice. It was Mango.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, Mango.
if he would have told me to, like, Noble Hamill in chat, maybe you just need to shut up, I'd be like, yeah, well, fuck. Oh, he was right? Okay.
That would be good.
I commented in another streamer's chat last night because, like, as I become more of this, I have a general idea of what streamers want, like, the conversations that they want to have. So I have, I had a conversation with, that's so funny, and you don't know why, the comment in chat, and I will explain it to you after the stream. I'll explain it to you after the stream. It's so funny, and you don't know why.
I don't.
Yeah. I commented in, there's an Apex player named Rogue who recently signed with NRG, and he's gotten huge in the last few months, and I'm so happy for him. So I made a comment in his chat, and I'm like, people are telling me what to do all the time, and it was very cordial, it was very honest, but it was like a depth question that he could respond to. So he glances over, reads the question, he goes, just tell him to shut the fuck up. Like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna start doing that.
I think you can't keep explaining to everyone. You can't keep like, and you're gonna keep seeing the same comments over and over again. So eventually, it gets to the point where you're just like, just suck it slow, and then just stop talking. Yeah, that's like, I think the unfortunate part about just having an anonymous chat is you'll just have people
That's
like that.
internet anonymity.
It just comes with the territory.
Maybe that's a different topic for a different time. Kyle, it's been absolutely lovely. I appreciate you, bottom of my heart. Tell the people, as always, where they can find you. But just before that, I hope you guys appreciate the new branding. We'll have a new logo. There will be conversations about that all the time. Where this is the start of something great. We're trying to figure things out, everything better, and we're also trying to find a way to make a better show for you guys, etc., etc., etc. So we'll get there. Kyle, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, find me over at twitch.tv/KJOTTV. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Wave. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Bye, everyone.